Michael Bush at first base. Seiya Suzuki, the designated hitter. Batting fourth in right field, Cody Bellinger. Isak Paredes batting fifth. Paredes will play third base. The second baseman is Nico Horner. Dansby Swanson batting seventh and playing shortstop. Pete Crow Armstrong in center. And the catcher batting ninth, Christian Bethencourt. So there you have the lineups for the two teams. The umpires have already had the exchange of lineup cards and a brief discussion of ground rules. The quartet of umpires comprised of home plate umpire Charlie Ramos, first base arbiter John Libka. The crew chief will work down at second. That's Rob Drake. And DJ Rayburn over at third. The announcement of the umpires, sponsored by Suits 2020 and Niles, the largest selection of wedding outfits for grooms and groomsmen. We are ready to go. We thank you for joining us. Cubs and Tigers are next, right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Tinley Park, looking for low prices on grocery favorites? Meet your new Amazon Fresh grocery store. Celebrate our grand opening on August 22nd at 8 a.m. with giveaways, Amazon.com gift cards, and more. Amazon Fresh, opening soon on South Harlem Avenue.
This summer, excitement starts behind the wheel of an all-electric BMW. Experience the BMW i4. That's confident, quick, and unmistakably BMW. Or feel the thrill of the electric BMW iX with its elevated design and unrelenting performance. This season's excitement starts at the electric BMW Summer Sales Event. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine. Hurry in for exceptional offers through September 3rd.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Just about a letter perfect 70 degrees at game time. Game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. We are ready to go. Big right-hander Jamison Tyone facing these Tigers. The left-handed batting Parker Meadows steps in. And we are just about ready for game two to get underway. Here's the first pitch. Check swing. That's going to be a strike. 0-1. And Ron, if you were thinking about Tyone facing these Tigers tonight, what would be on your mind?
Well, for J-Mo, he's, fastball, cutter, curveball, and maybe a little change. But the pitches today with this very young lineup that Detroit is featuring, if he has good command, the fastball early in the game to set up those breaking pitches, I anticipate him having a good strikeout night.
Line drive, base hit, right center in the gap. Over to pick it up is Crow Armstrong. His throw to second is too late. Leadoff double, Parker Meadows. Directly in between Crow Armstrong and Bellinger. Bellinger playing in right field tonight. It's a two-base hit for Meadows to begin the ball game.
They tried a little backdoor cutter. It gets some of the plate, but Meadows right on it. And as you said, Pat, he splits the defense. Bellinger being a left-handed fielder, he gets to the ball first, but being a lefty, he's going to have to spin all the way around. That's why they let the ball go to Crow Armstrong. And Pete ends up making that throw, but I don't think either guy had any chance at all of throwing out Meadows at second.
Meadows was 0 for 3 last night. He leads off the ball game with a double. And now the batter, Riley Green, the DH. He was hitless in 4 at-bats last night. Tyone's 0-1 pitch outside. It's 1-1. One thing the Cubs did very well last night, Ron, was pitching out of jams.
Yeah.
The Tigers as a team with men in scoring position last night, just 1 for 13. Here comes the 1-1 now to Green. Fastball just misses outside, 2-1.
Well, no bigger moment in the game last night where Assad gave up the triple down the line to lead off an inning and then comes back and strikes out the side. No runs scored as he struck out all three of the next hitters, which was just an outstanding job by Javi last night.
Breaking ball missing now to Green. It's 3-1. Just underway. Nobody out. A man at second. Short lead by Meadows. And Tyone to Green. Fastball outside. So a double and a walk have begun the night for Jamison Tyone. Tyone does not have a lot of experience facing these Tigers. You think about Jamison, he's been around for a long time, but only 3 career starts against them. I would have thought in his time with the Yankees, he would have faced them much more frequently.
I would agree. Yeah, that was kind of surprising today when I read that.
3 career starts, just 14 innings in his career against the Tigers. Kerry Carpenter will swing and miss. Carpenter, third straight left-handed batter to face Jamison Tyone.
Excellent curveball there. Probably the best pitch he's thrown so far. Curveball down and in.
Infielders looking for a ground ball. Here's the pitch. Check swing bouncer foul. Now it's 0-2. What's on your mind?
Well, you got a couple options. You can elevate and go to the high fastball to set up the next pitch, or you can go right to it and try, right now they've tried breaking balls down and in to Carpenter. They have not tried the pitch away yet. His out pitch is that curveball on the outside corner.
Now the 0-2 from the big right-hander. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Carpenter tried to check. He got about halfway through the swing. You could see he did not want to swing at that pitch as it turned out, but it was too late. And that's out number 1. Big strikeout.
Huge strikeout, and it goes right back to that was going to be a setup pitch for the next breaking ball down. But, I'm sure J-Mo won't throw that strikeout back. That's a big punch out for him here in the first.
Here is Colt Keith, left-handed batting second baseman, taking a strike. Keith, a native of Zanesville, Ohio, which is east of Columbus in central Ohio. Here comes the 0-1. Outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Keith has some power, 11 homers. He's driven in 44. Before last night's game, these two teams had identical records of 61 and 64. Now the 1-1 is outside, and the count 2-1. Cubs with their win last night, now 3-1 on the homestand. Still trail the third wild card team, Atlanta, by 5.5 games. Here's the 2-1. Pulled on the ground at first. Fielded by Bush. Go to second. There's one. Swanson will hold it. Tyone a little bit late getting over. I don't think they would have had a shot to double up Keith anyway. But they do get the middleman on the 3-6 fielder's choice. 2 down, men at the corners, and the batter is Torkelson.
Yeah, good job by Bush. Gets this ball, spins, throws a strike to second base. But I agree. I think that's a good choice by Dansby Swanson to just hold the ball and not try to do too much. And you don't risk throwing that ball away, trying to hit the moving target of Tyone.
2 down now, men at first and third. Torkelson was 4 for 4 last night. Takes a breaking ball outside.
A little 80-mile-an-hour slider just missed the corner. Speed Gun, as always, powered by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Torkelson hitting .219, hits a tapper foul. Ball bounced up and hit him while he was still in the box. Tigers had a leadoff double, and they had 2 men on with nobody out. Sometimes, Ron, we've seen it many times, a turning point can come in the very first inning of a game.
Absolutely. He'd lead off double, then a walk, and if he can get him a ground ball or a pop-up or a strikeout here, kind of erases all the woes you had in the first 2 hitters.
Torkelson, 4 home runs.
Torkelson took that one on that foul ball, hit the ground, and then right up into his right cheek.
Here comes the stretch for the 1-1 from Tyone. Fastball, strike two called. Okay, 1-2. What's on your mind here?
Well, you got options. That last pitch is just perfect fastball from Tyone. It starts out off the plate away, comes back to the outside corner, right at the knees on the bottom, at the bottom of the zone on the corner. Now, if you could go, you could spin another breaking ball, or you could go right back to that same fastball.
Quick throw to first, chasing Keith back to the bag. Meadows the runner at third. Tigers in their traveling gray uniforms, gray shirts and trousers, navy blue numbers, helmets, hats, sleeves, and socks, and a variety of shoe colors for the Tigers. Here's the 1-2 from Tyone. Fly ball, pop fly, playable for Horner, shallow right center. He's got it. Great job by Tyone. The Tigers have two men on with nobody out, and they walk away empty-handed. After a half inning, Detroit nothing, and the Cubs coming up on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game all season long right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
At Berman Subaru of Chicago, we're more than a car dealership. We're part of the community, and we're proud to support the people who make it great. Berman Subaru is dedicated to supporting partners like the Anti-Cruelty Society, and we're honored to receive the 2024 Subaru Love Promise Community Commitment Award. Subaru and Berman Subaru of Chicago believe in making a positive impact on the communities in which we live and work. That's the Subaru Love Promise. Berman Subaru of Chicago, more than a car dealer.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
"Winning!"
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
that's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
This summer, excitement starts behind the wheel of an all-electric BMW. Experience the BMW i4 that's confident, quick, and unmistakably BMW. Or feel the thrill of the electric BMW iX with its elevated design and unrelenting performance. This season's excitement starts at the electric BMW Summer Sales Event. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine. Hurry in for exceptional offers through September 3rd.
Thank you. Cubs leadoff man is Ian Happ. The leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Ian gets a base hit, Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Right-hander Bo Brisky with a record of 2-3 and an ERA of 4.43. Expected to only work an inning or so as the so-called opener. The pitch to Happ, fouled away. Ron, you've seen some video of Brisky. What's the plan against him?
Yeah, good arm, good over-the-top fastball. We're watching right now, 95-mile-an-hour heater. And he's thrown the ball well in the month of August. His ERA is low. The other thing about him, though, to me, that you have to pay attention to, he walked about a hitter an inning in August.
Fly ball to deep center. Back goes Meadows to the track. Makes the catch just shy of the track. In dead center in front of that 400-foot sign. One down, no score. Bottom of the first. The batter is Michael Busch.
Pretty good swing by Ian on that fastball. That was just off the – it was in the zone, but just off the corner in the zone on the outside part of the plate. Ian gave it a ride. But we said that wind blowing in, not blowing in hard, but blowing in, might have held that ball up, but just a little bit.
Busch 1 for 3, scored a run in last night's win. Cubs defeating the Tigers 3-1, came from behind to do it. Conditions fairly similar to what we had last night. Home runs will not be impossible, but you're not going to get a lot of them, I would say, between the two 368 signs in left center and right center.
Yeah, you're going to have to hit it tonight for it to go out, but definitely not impossible.
Now the 2-0 to Busch. Will take down low for ball 3, 3-0. Cubs wearing their home whites with the blue pinstripes all over, blue hats and helmets and numbers, sleeves and socks. They're all blue. The 3-0 to Michael Busch. We'll take one right down Broadway for a strike. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Transform your clubhouse into a Cubs house with Cubbies Blue, Wrigley Field Green, or Marquee Red, official paint of the Chicago Cubs. High fly ball to center. This one is playable. Meadows drifting back. Lots of room, makes the catch. First two Cubs have both hit the ball solidly, but to the wrong part of the park on a night like tonight.
I'm guessing Brisky, obviously not facing him as a hitter, but good carry, good fastball, good life on his fastball from those two swings.
Here's Seiya Suzuki, hitless in 3 at-bats last night. 0-0 game, bottom of the first. Seiya with 16 home runs. Lines one to center. That's going to be a base hit. A 2-out single. Interesting. All 3 hitters run hitting it right back through the middle of the diamond.
Yeah, a lot of fastballs, and they're going back through the middle is right. This one right in the middle of the plate, about knee high. Suzuki put a good swing on that one.
First inning being powered by Invesco QQQ. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. Cody Bellinger batting. Cody 2 for 4, had the big blow last night, a 2-run double. That was in the 5th inning, and it turned the ball game around. Bellinger takes down low from Brisky.
Yeah, that was on the left-hander, too, in the game. Yeah, and he hooked that ball down into the corner and drove in, too. That was a big, as you said, the biggest swing of the bat for the Cubs in the game yesterday.
Came against Brian Sammons.
Mm-hmm.
Bellinger swings and misses. He was thinking long ball with that cut.
I'm thinking Evanston is kind of where he was aiming at that one.
Yeah.
Right over the Wintrust sign on the scoreboard in left center.
Did you ever swing so hard you checked to make sure your shoes were still on?
Yeah, you know, and make sure you check inventory. Helmet, Yep, okay. Batting gloves still attached. Yep, we're all good. Okay.
Pitch to Bellinger away. Okay, 3-1. Let's keep an eye on Suzuki here, just in case Bellinger gets something to hit. What do you think?
I would say yes, and I would think this is going to be another one of them swings for Belly. I would anticipate him getting a fastball away in this pitch.
Suzuki leading at first, not running. Swing and a miss. And now the count is full.
He got a fastball right down the middle, but the thing is, it was 96 miles an hour.
Bellinger hitting .276 for the year. Suzuki leads, and there he goes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to end the inning. Cubs get a single from Suzuki and nothing else. After 1, Cubs nothing, Tigers nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for Cubs baseball all season long. This is the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This summer, excitement starts behind the wheel of an all-electric BMW. Experience the BMW i4 that's confident, quick, and unmistakably BMW. Or feel the thrill of the electric BMW iX with its elevated design and unrelenting performance. This season's excitement starts at the electric BMW Summer Sales Event. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine. Hurry in for exceptional offers through September 3rd.
Trends may come and go, but clear vision will always be in style. So for the first day of school, start your kids off with fresh new glasses so they're feeling good and seeing great. Just visit pearlvision.com to schedule an eye exam and get free lenses for kids. Pearl Vision works with all major vision plans, including iMed and VSP. Valid prescription required. Valid at participating locations. Restrictions apply. Taxes extra. See store for details. Ends August 31st, 24. Exams available at the independent doctors of optometry at or next to Pearl Vision. Some doctors employed by Pearl Vision.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Cubs and Tigers scoreless top 2. The second inning is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Remember, on Southwest, 2 bags fly free. Huh?
I'm writing that down, Zach, as you say it. 2 bags fly free. Got it?
We're flying tomorrow.
It's a good
How many
thing
bags
to
you got
have.
tomorrow? I think they all fly free tomorrow.
This is going to be a heavy packing trip. 3 cities, something like 11 days on the road, a day off. Series in Miami, Pittsburgh, and Washington, D.C. Here comes the 1-1 to Jace Young. He'll take a fastball strike 1 and 2. Still one more game tomorrow here, a day game at 1:20. Come on out. The weather has just been gorgeous here lately. Here's the 1-2, stroke foul off to the left out of play. We do know that Justin Steele is pitching tomorrow, the Cub left-hander. The Tigers have not yet named their starter. Cubs have had a good homestand, going 3-1 so far. Off-speed pitch is down low, 2-2. But as we said last night, Ron, the Cubs in a spot where they simply have to sweep multiple series between now and the end of the year. Winning 2 out of 3 is nice, but it's not going to get the job done. Not when you're this far behind. You're behind this many teams with as few as, well, after tonight, just 25 games remaining.
Yeah, you're going to have to look at, like, another 10 out of 11 or, 11 out of 12 and, have a couple really good streaks where you're winning a lot of ball games in a row. That's right.
It does seem improbable, but we're talking about baseball where almost nothing is impossible.
They say it's, not out of the question mathematically because it's happened in our game.
Check swing. Did he go? No swing. And the count now 3-2.
Double plays tonight, turned by the Cubs. They're sponsored by Nissan. They make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today at Nissan.
I remember a statement, Tim McCarver, the late, great Tim McCarver, one of our favorites. When he played for the Cardinals, here comes the 3-2. Fastball is high for ball 4. I forget the exact year. It might have been 1964 when they won the pennant, but he said, I remember the Cardinals were 11 and a half games out on the 23rd of August. And they won the pennant.
Right.
So that's in that almost impossible category, but it did happen.
Yeah.
Here is Zach McKinstry, left-handed batter, hitting 197.
They did have that guy Gibson on their team.
Yeah, he was a help.
Yeah.
Nice to have. And they had some pretty good sluggers. They had Lou Brock, a Hall of Famer. Kurt Flood was a good ball player. They had Tim McCarver, excellent catcher and a good hitter. Bill White.
Yeah.
Julian Javier, just to name a few. Here's a swing and a foul back out of play. I think that 64 season would have been a little bit before Steve Carlton got there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think he was on it. Yep.
They might have had Ray Washburn to go along with Gibson. Here's the 0-1. It's down low for a ball.
But when you just say Bob Gibson, that's all you need to say.
Ooh, man.
And that's in a 4-man rotation. So he's pitching, a lot in the last month and a half and going 9 innings plus if he needed to.
Harry Carey used to tell me stories about Bob Gibson when the two of us worked together here in Chicago. There's a pitch in there for a strike 1-2. And Harry said the 2 greatest pitchers if he had to win one game, left-hander, Sandy Koufax. Right-hander, Bob Gibson.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think you'll get any argument from anybody.
The lead at first by the runner, Young. McKinstry hits a high pop fly, shallow left. The shortstop, Swanson, calling and squeezing, and that's out number 1. Speaking of pitching, Ron, that's one thing. The Cubs have actually done pretty well all season long.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you have good pitching, there's always hope that you're going to be able to win a bunch of games.
Right.
Because that's historically good pitching has won a lot more games than good hitting. Now, sure, you need some hitting sometimes to outslug the other guys, but day in, day out, it's pitching that normally puts teams in the postseason.
No doubt.
Right?
Absolutely.
And the Cubs, in the month of August, the Cubs starting pitchers have collaborated with a 3.19 ERA, second best in the league to Milwaukee. Milwaukee 3.06. The Brewers really getting good starting pitching. And the Cubs bullpen since July the 7th is the best in the big leagues. Cubs bullpen 1.94 since July 7th. So those two things give you hope. Here's the 1-1. It's outside for a ball, 2-1. That's if those two trends continue, obviously.
Yeah, you look at the guy tonight starting. Jameson Taillon has done his job, done it very well. He's in mid-threes ERA for the entire season.
Here's a fly ball, deep center field, well hit. Back goes Crow Armstrong to the wall, at the fence. That ball is, I believe, in the basket for a home run. The umpire said no play, and the runners will continue, ending up at third, and scoring on the play is Young. I think this ball is going to be ruled a home run. I thought it hit in the basket and then jumped out onto the field of play.
I think the umpires got confused on who's going to make this call, and no one ran out there, and they all had it in the basket. I would agree. I mean, I know that Counts is going to say, okay, let's take a look at it, because the umpires can do this. But all you got to do is see Pete Crow Armstrong go to jump, and the ball hits in the basket and bounces back up. It's not going to hit like that off his glove unless he's playing with a frying pan out there, and that's not the case.
And Pete's reaction, kind of one of resignation after he saw the ball land on the warning track after it hit above his head and above the basket. It's a 2-run homer for Trey Sweeney. And the Tigers have taken a 2-0 lead here in the second inning. Sweeney's first home run of the year. We'll try to find out if that's his first big league home run. I'm not sure. Jake Rogers, the batter. The ball just to the right of the 400-foot sign. And the 1-1 is taken for a strike.
Yeah, I've got it as his first big league home run.
Trey Sweeney, a 2-run blow here in the second inning. Chase Young, who walked, scored on the home run. Strike 3 to Rogers, and that's going to be out number 2. Strikeout number 2 for Jameson Taillon. 2 gone, 2 in, 2-0 Tigers, and the batter is Parker Meadows. Meadows had a double his first time. He hits a line drive, base hit into left center. He might try for 2. Crow Armstrong will throw to second base. Sliding in safely is Parker Meadows. Meadows has good speed. It looked like Crow Armstrong had to reach in a second time to get the best grip on that ball before throwing it, Ron.
Yeah, a little double clutch on this high curve ball. Meadows really been swinging the bat well as of late for Detroit, and we're seeing it in this series. So he shoots this ball the other way. Excellent swing on the high curve ball. And Pete gets over there in really good shape, grabs it. He's going to spin, but as you said, a little double clutch on the release before he could release the baseball. That cost him a couple steps, and Meadows slides in safely.
Riley Green, the batter, 2 down. All 3 hits for the Tigers, extra base knocks. Meadows with a pair of doubles, and Trey Sweeney with that 2-run homer. Green waiting for the 1-0 from Taillon. Jameson, 6'5", 240-pounder. Fires just outside, and the count 2-0. Second inning brought to you by Grainger. The Cubs count on Grainger's help to keep beautiful Wrigley Field running. To get the products you need, call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, the official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Fouled away, 2-1. What do you say we play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game? If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. The left-handed batter takes outside. It's 3-1. We had 31,000 plus last night. Similar gathering, maybe a few more here tonight. For these beautiful days and nights starting to dwindle. Deep drive to right center. That's trouble, and this is going to be long gone. A 2-run homer for Riley Green, and the Tigers have taken a 4-0 lead. No doubt about that one.
Now, Green, as you said, the all-star this year, he smokes this one. This is a no-doubter is right. Line drive rocket as Bellinger in right field turned around, took a step or two, and that was it. So he gets a fastball down and away, and he makes this four-seamer, and he didn't miss it. Two-run homers here in the inning for Detroit.
Tyone, in his last 4 starts, struggling. Had allowed quite a few runs and hits. His ERA over his last 4 starts, 6.75. Now, for the year, he's been really pretty consistent, Ron, but of late, he's been having a tough time.
Yeah, his last outing, as you said, gave up some runs. He gave up 4 earned runs in that outing with 6 innings. But his ERA for the year, as you said, is right. It's 3.62. So he's done his job for the year. It's just here as of late, it's been a little bit of a struggle for J-Mo.
4 runs in. 2 doubles and 2 home runs for the Tigers. Carpenter struck out in the first. He takes low and inside for ball 1. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Here's a high fly ball foul off to the left and out of play.
So did you make your guess in the attendance game?
We can go ahead and start, Ron. And Zach, let's see here.
You want me to start it?
Rich Wyatt is our engineer. He's going to play as well. Here's the 1-1. Carpenter hits a fly ball to left in the twilight. Happ, does he see it? Yes, he does, and he's going to make the catch to end the inning. The Tigers get 4, and at the end of an inning and a half, Detroit 4, Cubs nothing. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Jamison Tyone. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
See Broadway's spellbinding spectacular in Chicago. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Join the next adventure as Harry and his son set off on a mind-blowing race through time. Brought to life before your eyes and beyond your imagination. It's time to believe in magic at Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. September 10th through February 1st at the James M. Niederlander Theater. Get tickets at BroadwayInChicago.com.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
Shut the front door.
winning,
No, seriously. Shut the front door. We own this house now.
but you actually need to say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
that's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Lowe's sabe de marcas que no te fallan. Por eso tenemos las marcas líderes para pros, como los calentadores de agua exclusivos de A.O. Smith, la selección más grande de herramientas y accesorios de Walt en tiendas que cualquier otro minorista, y la selección más grande de herramientas Klein Tools en tiendas a nivel nacional. Encuentra todos los productos en los que confías y en las cantidades que necesitas. Lowe's sabe de marcas líderes. Lowe's sabe de pros. Selección varía por región hasta agotar existencias.
Corre como más te guste. Tú defines lo que es ser runner.
Hola pelotón, muy bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Camila Ramón y esta es tu clase de 15 minutos de rock en español.
Toma una clase al aire libre o haz un sprint sin salir de casa con el Peloton Tread o Tread Plus. Siente el ritmo y corre con los mejores coaches. Con Peloton, eres runner. Corre a tu manera con una prueba en casa de 30 días. Descubre más en onepeloton.com/home trial. Aplican términos.
The 50-50 raffle is having a guaranteed jackpot of $30,000. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of tomorrow's game at cubs.com/raffle or from a Wrigley Field raffle ambassador through the 8th inning of tomorrow's game. Pat?
Isaac Paredes, the former Tiger, will lead off the Cubs' second inning against Bo Brisky. In fact, it was 4 years ago today that Isaac Paredes, as a rookie ball player for the Tigers, had his first big league home run, and I believe I saw it was a grand slam.
Oh, wow. That one you won't forget. Not that you forget your first one anyway, but that makes the story even better for the grandkids down the road.
Of course. Here comes the 1-1 to Paredes. It's outside. You picked a pretty good candidate against whom to hit your first big league home run. I forget who it was. I know you've told me. I should really remember. Oh, yeah, Randy Johnson. Here's the 2-1 inside for a ball. It's 3-1.
I was just thankful as we were walking into the dinner in Cooperstown the night, and who do we walk into? We're all walking in together, and who's the first one there with all of his art, the photography work that he's done? Randy Johnson.
Swing and a miss. Paredes falls down after the swing. Yeah, Randy is quite the artist.
Yeah, he great photographer, right? So and there you are, and we're walking in, and I'm like, this might not be good for me. And there's nothing I can say for you. It's your Hall of Fame day. I'm like, yeah, I can't say nothing to Pat. But you let me off the hook. You didn't. Hey, Randy, jab in the chest.
No,
he is 6'10". He is kind of a big fella.
That was a day before the speech, I believe. I wasn't doing a lot of talking that day. Doing a lot of sweating, as I recall. 3-2 on Paredes. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike three. Paredes in a slump that is getting to be a little bit of a concern. He is now 0 for his last 19. He's playing in his 19th game with the Cubs, hitting 140. One away. Here's Nico Horner. 4-0 Tigers, second inning. Let's see if Nico can start a rally against Bo Brisky. And he will take a strike. But Ron's first big league homer came at the old Metrodome in the Twin Cities, left center.
Yeah.
Against Randy Johnson. What team was he with at that time?
Seattle.
Seattle, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He would go on and pitch for several big league teams. The Cubs never beat Randy Johnson.
Really?
Never hung a loss on Johnson.
I know in 2001, he was pitching. He was throwing very well against us the one night here at Wrigley. He had a no-hitter going into the seventh, I believe, and kind of ruined his day. I think his steak probably didn't taste quite as well afterwards. Seventh inning, I hit a line drive bullet to left for a base hit, and probably ruined his night, but he got over it.
I remember you had your head down all the way up the first base line.
Oh, yeah.
Very humble.
Yeah. When a guy can throw a ball and you feel like it could go right through you, you stay humble. Very much so.
The 0-2 pitch to Horner fouled away off to the right. No, I
you
saw
can
him
understand
so many
that,
times.
right?
You know, he had an interesting career, though, Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
When he was young, he always had the great arm. He could
Right.
always throw close to 100 miles an hour.
Or over,
Always
right, yeah.
One of the hardest throwers. But when he was young, Ron, extremely wild.
All over the
He
place.
would only last about 4 or 5 innings because he'd rack up 100 pitches
Right.
by the 5th inning. He would strike out 9 and walk 6.
Yeah.
And that would be his typical outing. And then something kicked in. He started throwing strikes, and he became a Hall of Fame pitcher.
And, he was something.
Nico Horner waits. Here's the pitch. Nico hits a pop fly, shallow right center. Colt Keith, the second baseman, will make the catch. And when I see a guy like that who is wild and then becomes a strike thrower, I remember the great quote from Sandy Koufax. He said, "I became a real effective pitcher when I tried to let them hit the ball."
How about that?
I wanted them to hit the ball. They couldn't necessarily hit it, but that was what I wanted to do. Here it is. It's going to be in the strike zone. I'm not going to walk you.
Yeah.
It's an interesting way to look at it. Dansby Swanson will swing and chop one foul toward third.
I've heard a couple sayings like that in my big league career when I was playing. And you wonder why certain players are so great. And they have a different perspective on the game than 99% of the guys that are playing in the big leagues. I heard Don Mattingly make a statement similar to that.
Swing and a miss by Swanson.
And here I'm playing, right? I'm in the minor leagues, and Don Mattingly's comment, because he was struggling a little, and he said, "I'm making too much contact."
Too much contact. How
Right?
Did you read that?
I had no idea. I had to get the article. I think it was in SI back then, and I had to dig through to really find out. And you know what he was talking about? So he was saying I was making too much contact on pitches that I didn't want to hit, that I got fooled, and I was breaking down my swing, and then that little soft flip over swing, instead of just swinging the bat from start to finish. And if I miss, you get 3 strikes. But he was, that lunge swing or that pitch that fools you, he was putting that ball in play instead of swinging and missing it. And I had to read the article, and I thought, that's a way of looking at it that you would never really talk about.
Swanson swings and misses, and the Cubs are done here in the second inning. 3 up, 3 down. We go to inning number 3. Tigers 4, Cubs nothing. This is The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for Cubs baseball all season long. This is the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
If you're an adult with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, you have options with Entyvio. For maintenance therapy, you and your doctor can choose between intravenous infusion or the Entyvio pen, a self-administered injection under the skin you can take at home or on the go. Discover your options at Entyvio.com. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Ask your healthcare provider about Entyvio.
Moving day means that you and the things that matter to you are in for a big transition. There's a lot to figure out. New closets, different counter space, change of floor plan. No worries. CubeSmart is here, so you have a place for everything. It's our job to make self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, this is a self-storage experience that puts the focus on you because you matter to us. With self-storage that fits seamlessly into your life, you'll have plenty of peace of mind to unpack along the way. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
4-0 Tigers as we get set for the top half of the third inning. The third inning is sponsored by Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Pat?
Colt Keith will lead off the third for the Tigers. Tigers lead 4-0. A pair of 2-run homers in the second. Trey Sweeney with his first big league home run, and then Riley Green with his 18th of the year. Each homer came with a man on. Cubs have managed just one single by Suzuki in the first 2 innings.
In this third inning, sponsored by Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Call Grainger.com or just stop by.
We're approaching the twilight hour, which is arriving a little earlier each and every day and night. Swing and a miss by Colt Keith. Balls are going to be a little hard to see for the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. Cubs and Tigers. They met in a couple of World Series. 4 times the Tigers have been World Series champions. And the first 2, the Cubs were the victims. 1935 and 1945. More recently, the Tigers 1984 were a great ball club.
Yeah.
Swinging a foul off to the left out of play. Sparky Anderson, the manager of that team. 1984. What a team they had. Your good friend Jack Morris was the ace. Dan Petrie was a solid pitcher. Milt Wilcox. Willie Hernandez, a tremendous closer. But it was their lineup, Ron.
Yeah.
Stars everywhere. Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker. Howard Johnson was on that team. Kirk Gibson, Chet Lemon, Larry Herndon, Dwight Evans, or Darrell Evans, was their DH.
Yep.
They had stars everywhere. Lance Parrish, their excellent catcher. Swing and a miss, strike three. Heath is out number one. 4-0 Tigers. But I saw that team a lot. I was in the same division, so you got to see them a lot, both in your park and at Old Tiger Stadium, and they were hard to beat.
Well, and later on in your broadcast career, you became friends with the shortstop of that club.
Alan Trammell was a Cubs coach.
Right, and I'd love to hear your stories from Alan about that club, right? I mean, that was an incredible ball club.
Well, and he was a big part of it.
Yeah.
There's a bouncing ball to the hole at short. Swanson gloves it. Long throw by Dansby, gets him. Now, there's a play that Alan Trammell would have been proud to make and did make many, many times. In fact, there are some similarities. I was thinking of Dansby and Alan Trammell. Almost textbook the way they play shortstop, Ron.
Yeah, very fundamentally sound. I think if you think about Alan Trammell, if you want to teach a young person how to play shortstop, he's it, especially back then. And I would say Dansby is it for the most part. But Dansby has a few things that he does that are a little different than you, like that sliding backhand play.
Mm-hmm.
That's a personal thing that Dansby can do very well that I'm not necessarily sure kids could do. But Dansby, a Gold Glover, obviously, and is one of the best shortstops in all of baseball.
Jace Young, the batter. Young fouls it away, 0-2. 2 down, nobody on. 4-0 Tigers here in the third. But Trammell was so solid fundamentally at short. Swing and a miss, strike three. We'll talk more about them a bit later on. Good inning for Tyone. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the third. Tigers 4, Cubs nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
If you're an adult with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, you have options with Entyvio. For maintenance therapy, you and your doctor can choose between intravenous infusion or the Entyvio pen, a self-administered injection under the skin you can take at home or on the go. Discover your options at Entyvio.com. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Ask your healthcare provider about Entyvio.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Pete Crow Armstrong is on deck. Who's on Deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com. Pat?
Brent Hurter, Hurter, is the new pitcher, and he was almost a herder with that first pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong. If that would have nailed Pete, he would have been hurting a little bit from Herder. Interesting name, lefty to lefty. Crow Armstrong pulls it foul right side. The starter, Bo Brisky, the so-called opener, worked 2 scoreless innings. Now the big left-hander Herder comes back. Crow Armstrong fouls it away, 1-2. In the attendance game, I'll go ahead and make a guess here.
Okay.
I'm going to say 32,623. 32623. Crow Armstrong fouls it back toward our booth and a little bit down below us. We're all getting kind of excited here in the booth. Zach Zabin and Ron Krumer and myself, we're going to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Me.
In the 7th inning, a lot of rehearsing has gone into this performance.
Should have heard us in the back of the booth earlier today. Zach was singing and we were hanging out.
I rehearsed in the shower earlier today.
there you
Here's
go.
the 2-2. And he's swinging a foul off to the left out of play.
It's good.
You've done it solo, haven't you?
I have.
Take me
yeah,
out to the
a few
ball game.
times,
Do you
yeah.
remember the first time you did it solo?
Yeah, it was like, well, I did the first, 2 weeks here with you when I first came back.
Swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying, and Crow Armstrong is going to be out on strikes.
Pete taking it out on the Tiger dugout. He threw that one right at the manager.
The bat ended up right over in the Tiger dugout area. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, there's Joey Cora like, whoa, hey, I didn't do anything to you.
One away, nobody on. Bottom of the 3rd. Cubs need some offense tonight, down by 4. Christian Bethencourt, the batter. Tell you, it's down low for a ball. I think 1998 would have been the first time I sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game solo. And it's quite a feeling when they announce your name and all the fans turn to look up at you.
And look at you.
And you feel like saying, don't expect too much.
Yeah. We are professional broadcasters, not singers. And Rich, who's our sound guy tonight, and Paul Zarang, they let us know that on a regular basis.
Swing and a miss by Bethencourt, and they count 1-2.
I always found in the hard parts where you really actually have to sing, that's when the microphone goes out to the crowd.
Sure.
That's a veteran move.
That was what Harry Carey taught all of us. Strike 3 called. Bethencourt is out on strikes. 5 of the last 6 Cubs batters have struck out in this game. 4-0 Tigers. We're in the 3rd, and the batter is Ian Happ.
Herder, big, strong guy, good arm, good movement on his pitches. 6'6", 250 pounds.
Happ batting right-handed now. Takes low and inside. As a left-handed batter, he flied out to deep center in the 1st inning. And the pitch on the way. Big chop to 3rd. Leaping stop by the 3rd baseman and a throw not in time. Young, the 3rd baseman, had more time than he realized. He made a quick off-balance throw at 3rd run and bounced the throw, and it was unable to be gloved cleanly by Torkelson on the other end.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those plays where 2 young guys, Young, he goes at this very quickly and gets rid of this ball. And then Torkelson, if he just gets in front of this ball like it's a ground ball, he just catches it because they had plenty of time in first. But just kind of one of those plays that was a little different, and they just couldn't make the play.
It's going to be E5 on the throw. Michael Bush, the batter.
Wait, now the Cubs need a big swing from Bushy. Big gap in right center field.
Lefty to lefty. Bush takes way outside. It's 1-1. So we'll make our picks in the attendance game, brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
I will say 30,500.
Bush will look at a strike in the count now 1-2.
I'll go 31,000.
Richie's still counting, I think, Pat.
I'm going to go 32,000.
And the 1-2 on the way to Bush. Check swing, no swing, 2-2. These are good at-bats for Bush, Ron, to get some opportunities against left-handed pitching. I think every young player, especially left-handed batters, they want to face lefties to show that they can get hits against them.
Agree.
Here comes the 2-2. And Bush will check and take ball 3. So many guys get that label. Now he can't play lefties, so he's going to sit down. That's going to cost you some money in the long run.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah, money. And just I think Michael has done a pretty good job, of giving you good at bat.
The runner goes. Strike 3 called. Bush caught looking. Cubs don't score. Leave 1 after 3. Tigers 4, Cubs nothing. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer are Chicago's Sound of Summer on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
If you're an adult with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, you have options with Entyvio. For maintenance therapy, you and your doctor can choose between intravenous infusion or the Entyvio pen, a self-administered injection under the skin you can take at home or on the go. Discover your options at Entyvio.com. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Ask your healthcare provider about Entyvio.
You can give it a little swirl. Already anticipating.
The sounds of Bourbon City. Plan yourself at GoToLouisville.com.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hear that? That's what cooked when you order juicy beef sounds like. The steaming hug of 2 slices of melted cheese, the crunch of tangy pickles and sliced onions, all topped with a toasted sesame seed bun. That's the sound of a McDonald's Quarter Pounder with cheese.
Fresh beef at participating U.S. McDonald's. Excludes Alaska, Hawaii, and U.S. territories.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Tri-Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Finals on the board. Jesse Winker, a walk-off home run. Mets beat the Orioles 4-3. The Red Sox knock off the Astros 4-1. It was the Rangers 1, Pirates nothing. The White Sox beat the Giants 6-2. Corey Lee had the go-ahead 2-run single for the Southsiders. Whole bunch of games in progress after 7. The Twins all over the Padres 10-1 now.
Zach McKinstry at the plate. He will swing and foul it. Zach in the count 1-1.
Bottom of the 7th inning, the Diamondbacks leading the Marlins 7-6 in a slugfest. Jake McCarthy with a 2-run home run for Arizona. The Nationals lead the Rockies 6-1. They're in the top half of the 9th inning. Yankees all over the Guardians 7-0.
Ground ball to the right side, fielded by Bush. Unassisted play at first. McKinstry bounces out, 1 away. Cubs trail by 4 in the 4th, and the batter, Trey Sweeney.
Juan Soto having a big game for the Bronx Bombers. He's got a 2-run home run, number 36 on the year for him. Again, bottom 7, New York 7, Cleveland nothing. The Reds leading the Blue Jays 7-6. They're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Phillies and Braves are tied at 2 in the last of the 6th. The Cardinals, a 2-0 lead over the Brewers. They are about to begin the 5th inning in St. Louis. Royals 2, Angels nothing. Top half of the 4th inning in Kansas City. Pat?
Cubs moved ahead of the Cardinals in that wild card bunch over the last few days. Here comes the windup and the 1-0 pitch on the way to Sweeney. Sweeney started the scoring in the game with a 2-run homer to dead center. Riley Green added a 2-run homer to right center. Both blows coming in the second inning. Tyone missing outside for a ball.
And we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
And the 3-0 on the way. That's going to be a strike. Talking about the Tigers and postseason games and World Series. Here's a pitch foul deep to left and out of play. I think the older baseball fans would remember the 1968 World Series between the Cardinals and the Tigers. It went 7 games. Detroit came back from a 3-1 deficit to win in 7. A line drive, one hopper, backhanded by Bush. Very nice play. The throw to first in time. Tyone hustling over almost too late, but he got there just in time to take the feed from Bush, who made a very nice play.
Yeah, this pitch inside turned on, and Michael with a sliding catch. They're not going to challenge. Makes a nice backhand and gets the ball to J-Mo in a hurry, and Tyone just beats Sweeney to the bag.
We're going to put catch of the game on that last play. Very nice play by Bush. Jake Rogers, the catcher. I'm being told we're getting close to a station break time. Here's a breaking ball down low. I still see we've got 55 minutes before our next break is due. Oh, I see. We're 5 minutes late. My bad.
No, you're the Hall of Famer. You call the ball. You know, I mean, late, early, it's, you know, it's up to you.
After this next pitch, 2-1 on Jake Rogers. 4-0 Tigers in the fourth. Here's the 2-1. Broken back ground ball to short. Swanson's got it. Throws to first in time. And that will end the inning. 10 seconds for station ID right here. This is The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talk Cubs with us on the Bernstein and Holmes Show, weekdays 10 a.m. until 2 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Tigers do nothing in the fourth inning. We go to the bottom half. Detroit 4, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Craig Counsell here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed. Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Springfield's new untested law is, according to the Chicago Tribune, sowing unilateral chaos, creating grief and maybe extra costs for Illinoisans. The state is making credit and debit cards a hassle to use and $1 million giveaway to corporate megastores. We must listen to trusted voices like the Tribune, who wrote, Springfield should repeal this act and think again. Act now at guardyourcard.com/Illinois. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Welcome to Queens of the Court. I'm your girl, Cheryl Swoops. And I'm Jordan Robinson. All WNBA season long, we're bringing you expert analysis and, of course, lots of hot takes. Find Queens of the Court, a WNBA podcast presented by AT&T on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We all belong outside. We're drawn to nature, whether it's the recorded sounds of the ocean we doze off to or the succulents that adorn our homes. Nature makes all of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, we often go about our busy lives removed from it. But the outdoors is closer than we realize. With All Trails, you can discover trails nearby and explore confidently with offline maps and on-trail navigation. Download the free app today and make the most of your summer with All Trails.
Let's see if the Cubs can get a little rally going. Seiya Suzuki first up. The big left-hander Herder delivers a strike. And the count 0-2. Seiya with a single as the Cubs' only hit that came back in the first inning. And he'll take low and outside. If you're just joining us, the Tigers got all of their runs in the second inning. A pair of 2-run homers, one each by Trey Sweeney and Riley Green. The big left-hander Herder coming back. Bouncing ball to third, 2 hops to Young. He fires to first. Good throw to get him, and that's out number 1.
In this fourth inning, sponsored by Wintrust, the exclusive home of Cubs checking. Pretty good little backdoor breaking ball. Ended up in the middle of the plate, but started out off the plate away. Had Suzuki a little out in front, and he rolled over that ground ball.
We were reading, Ron, that Kenta Maeda, part of the Tigers pitching staff these days, possibly expected to do some work tonight. They said he was a candidate for, quote, bulk inning work. Former starter with both the Dodgers and Minnesota, maybe with another team or two besides them. But now he's with the Tigers. We might see him a little later on. Saw him in the postseason.
That's right.
2016 when he was with L.A. The 1-1. Bellinger takes outside. It's 2-1.
Significant innings in that World Series, and really a crucial guy for their staff until he was started getting banged up a little bit.
Bellinger takes a strike, 2-2. And now lefty to lefty, the pitch. Bouncing ball towards short. Gloving it is Sweeney. He will throw to first in time. Bellinger hustling out on a very close play. Torkelson had to backhand a low throw and almost pulled his foot off the bag, but apparently he had it where it needed to be at the time of catching it, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, this is that ground ball, and to short, Bellinger almost, as soon as he hits it, he's almost running. So, and Sweeney had to kind of take a step backwards to field this ball. Very close play at first base.
Isaac Paredes, the batter. He struck out his first time. Cubs baseball brought to you in part by Stella Blue Coffee. Deep fly ball to left, but it's going to go foul. And back out into the night. Stella Blue. Big thanks to Stella Blue and Barstool Big Cat for being the official coffee sponsor of Cubs Radio. They provide us with a great assortment of coffees. Big Cat Blend, Electric Avenue, and Positive Vibes, just to name 3. Paredes takes a ball outside. You will enjoy Stella Blue Coffee. Time to take back your mornings. They also help homeless pets in need. Great purpose, better coffee. Stella Blue. Three balls and a strike on Isaac Paredes. The Cubs need Isaac to get himself turned around. He hits a ground ball to the hole at short, backhanded by Sweeney. Long throw got him. And Paredes now 0 for his last 20. 3 up, 3 down. We've played 4. Zach will join Ron in a moment. At the end of 4, Tigers 4, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Your coworkers might annoy you, but we promise we won't. Download the free Odyssey app and you can listen to us at work while you tackle your inbox or get ready for another meeting that probably could have been an email. Tune in late? You can rewind your favorite live shows to catch what you missed. And with Chapters, easily jump to the topics that you care about most, like the latest updates from your team. Your sports talk, your way. The Odyssey app. Download it today.
All your insurance policies and documents in the palm of your hand.
Just at the push of a button.
Your policy ID card.
And request roadside assistance with GPS Connect. Download the Magnum Insurance app today. Magnum Insurance.
Making your life easier.
The only way to be your best self is with your best help.
When you have a health partner who doesn't just treat part of you, they care for all of you. At Advocate Healthcare, we're helping more people feel better than ever by making care easier, more accessible, and more complete than ever before, so that you can enjoy more of the moments you love. That's what it means to live meaningfully, to live joyfully, to live fully with Advocate Healthcare.
League Leaders are sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development as we get set for the top half of the fifth inning here at Wrigley Field. Tigers with a 4-0 lead. Parker Meadows at the plate, looks at a strike from Jamison Tyone. A fastball on the outside corner, 0-1 the count. Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals leading the majors in batting average, hitting .352. Tyone with the high leg kick and pitch, and a swing and a tap foul at the plate. 0-2 the count now on Meadows. Aaron Judge, a home run leader with 47. He's the RBI leader as well with 117. And Cincinnati's Ellie Dela Cruz leads the majors in stolen bases with 60. The 0-2, Meadows pops it foul, back out of play. So they'll do it again. Meadows 2 for 2, a couple of doubles, and a run scored. The Tigers with all 4 of their runs in the second inning. A pair of 2-run home runs, one by Trey Sweeney. Now the 0-2 by Tyone. Meadows swings and a bouncing ball to second. Charging Nico. Fields on the shoe tops and throws to first. 1 away. The first out is sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Good pitch there by J-Mo. A little off-speed pitch to get Meadows to just roll over. Little easy two-hopper to Nico Horner.
Riley Green at the plate, looks at a strike from Tyone, a breaking ball that floated into the zone. Green hit a 2-run home run in that 4-run second inning for the Tigers. And the pitch. A little looper caught by Paredes, playing halfway between second and third, 2 away.
Good fastball inside. That one, that's how you end up in a broadcast booth. Swings like that rushed me right up here. You end up leaving your thumb at home plate. That is no fun.
Well, we're happy to have you up here in the booth. Gary Carpenter at the plate, looks at a strike from Tyone, a cutter on the outer half, 0-1.
I was headed this way whether you liked it or not because of swings like that.
Well, we're lucky to have you. And you had some better swings as well. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss by Carpenter, 0-2. The Potawatomi Hotel Casino fifth inning. Light up your senses. Detroit with a 4-0 lead over the Cubs here with 2 away in the top of the fifth. Carpenter hitting from the left side against the right-hander Tyone, who works his motion. And the pitch is low, 1-2.
And we're coming to you live all season long. The Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Here's the 1-2. Pulled, line drive, base hit down the right field line. Ball quickly backhanded by Bellinger, who gets it to the infield to hold Carpenter to a 2-out single.
When that ball came off the bat, I was wondering if that was going to be a base hit or an extra base hit. Michael Busch starts to jump and can't make the play. Belly does a great job of getting over there and getting that ball in a hurry to keep that to a single.
So here comes the cleanup man for the Tigers, Colt Keith, their second baseman. He's 0 for 2. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Tyone with a man at first and 2 away. The pitch in there for strike. 0-1. Wind blowing in, not much of a breeze. At first pitch, he said it was around 7 miles per hour. Temperature in the high 60s this evening here at Wrigley Field. Very comfortable. Here's the 0-1. A swing and a miss by Keith. 0-2. With Keith at the plate, Cubs essentially vacating the third base position with their infield alignment. Tyone sets, kicks, and delivers. Foul back off the screen, 0-2. A reminder to listen to every moment of Cubs baseball when you're in the Chicagoland area for free on the Odyssey app. Download the app and search 670 The Score. You can hear us singing The 7th inning stretch tonight on the app. Here comes the 0-2. Line drive, base hit into left center field. On his way to third base is Carpenter. Throw goes to second, but sliding in with a double is Keith.
This is one of those plays where the throw goes into second base. Keith hustling into second gets there. The worry on that play is not Keith, it's Carpenter. Carpenter's going first to third as this throw goes into second. Carpenter is at third base. This is one of those plays. Nico catches this ball, dives to make the tag, but you got to be heads up because there's a guy at third base. And that was one of those plays where you could have sent the runner all the way from first.
Spencer Torkelson at the plate. Looks at a strike from Tyone, 0-1. Front door slider, meaning it nipped the inside portion of the plate. 0-1 the count. Torkelson had 4 hits in last night's ball game. He's 0 for 2 this evening. Right-handed batter against the right-hander Tyone, and the pitch. Tap foul off to the left. 0-2. Tigers with 6 hits tonight. 2 of them home runs, 2-run job by Sweeney, 2-run job by Green. And they're threatening here with 2 away in the top of the 5th. Men at second and third. 0-2 the count on Torkelson, hitting at .217 on the year. Here's the pitch. Foul back.
Big swing there by Torkelson. Got a fastball up and out over the plate. Couldn't get on top of it.
Torkelson digs in. He's got 4 home runs this season. Tyone is ready. The 0-2. Low and outside. Missed with a slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tyone trying to work out of the jam here in the 5th. Men at second and third. 2 away. 1-2 the count on Torkelson. Now the pitch. Pop foul out of play off to the right.
J-Mo having success against Torkelson in this AB with some high fastballs. Torkelson, one of those guys, kind of drops the back shoulder, really tries to swing up at the ball. Just can't get on top of that high fastball.
Wind blowing in.
I'd stay right at the top of the zone.
The pitch is low. Went with a slider, 2-2 the count.
Pitch number 94, that last one. So J-Mo kind of at the end of his night here in the 5th. See if he goes right back to that high heater. And now Counsell coming out, talk to the home plate umpire. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, I see.
Watching the replay here.
Yeah. Ball went underneath the foot of Torkelson and
kind of kicked it away.
Yeah, and then threw it out of play. I don't know what you'd call that.
They didn't call it anything.
No,
so 2-2 the count. Ready for the resumption of play. Tyone delivers. Torkelson swings, line drive down the left field line, and this is a foul ball. Out of our view. Have to wait for the third base umpire, DJ Rayburn, to make the call.
Ball hooked down the line, and it goes, when you get down that line, there's only, maybe a couple feet at the most, and then it goes down to basically no room between the wall and the chalk, the foul line, and this ball just hits the base of the wall in foul territory. Foul by about 1.5 feet.
So the count remains 2-2 on the batter Torkelson. Tigers threatening, men at second and third. 2 away, a 4-0 lead for Detroit. Tyone sets at the belt. The kick and pitch. Called strike 3. Throws Torkelson with a fastball, and Tyone works out of the jam as the Tigers leave 2. Middle 5, it's Detroit on top of the Cubs, 4-0 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network. Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Chronic migraine is 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for adults with migraine with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It prevents, on average, 8 to 9 headache days a month versus 6 to 7 for placebo.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Ask your doctor and visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
Nico Horner leads off the last of the 5th for the Cubs. Left-hander Brant Herter works his motion, and the first pitch is lined to left for a base hit. So Nico, a leadoff single here in the last of the 5th. It's just the second hit of the night for the Cubs, and the first hit they've gotten since the first inning, a 2-out single by Seiya Suzuki.
Nico gets a little high breaking ball, top of the zone, little comebacker. It starts out away, comes back to the middle of the strike zone, and he hammers it to left.
So here's Dansby Swanson, Cubs down 4-0, game 2 of a 3-game set against the Tigers. Herter delivers, and Swanson looks at a strike, 0-1. Fastball. Hey, Cubs fans, join the 2025 Cubs season ticket holder waiting list today to claim your spot in the lineup for season tickets. It's easy and free to register at cubs.com/season tickets. The next pitch is a ground ball up the middle, diving stop to his left by the shortstop, Sweeney. They get one at second, and the throw to first is in time for a double play. Let's see if the Cubs attempt to challenge here. And Craig Counsell says, yep, Cubs want to challenge this play at first. They believe Swanson beat out the relay.
Yeah, and I think that's correct. I think this is going to be overturned. Close play at first base, but I think it's going to be overturned. Dansby hustling down the line.
First base.
That's Rob Drake, the crew chief, making the announcement. And now we wait for the replay center in New York City to make a decision. They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
So we're seeing it again on the big screen here at Wrigley. And Dansby's going to be safe. Close play. Lipka, the third or first base umpire, John Lipka, called him out. Bang, bang play. It's one of those that's very close.
First base. Chicago will retain their count.
So the call has been overturned. Mark that one down. Fielder's choice, 6-4. And Swanson at first. One away. And the batter is Pete Crow Armstrong. In the bottom half of the 5th inning, Detroit with a 4-0 lead over the Cubs. Crow Armstrong struck out swinging in the 3rd. The left-hander Herter looks at first. That's where Swanson is. And the pitch. Crow Armstrong bunts it. Right side, fielded by the second baseman, Keith. His throw to first is in time. That was another close play to get Pete Crow Armstrong. Let's see if the Cubs challenge this play.
This one's very close. No, they're going to call him out. Counts is not going to challenge this one. I like the play by Pete Crow Armstrong. He shows bunt. It's an excellent bunt. The second baseman makes a very nice play of coming in on this ball and making that play. That's Keith. Excellent play by charging straight in. And if this ball's bunted just a touch softer, it's a base hit. But Pete Crow Armstrong making some real improvements in his bunting game.
Christian Bethancourt rips one deep down the left field line, and it's out of here. A 2-run home run down the left field line for Christian Bethancourt. And the Cubs within 2. It's now 4-2 Detroit here in the 5th.
Now Cubs needed a big swing of the bat. They needed to pound a couple baseballs out of here, and Bethancourt gets a little backdoor breaking ball, and he didn't miss it. This is just a line drive bullet right down the left field line, just over the scoreboard in left and over the basket and into the first row, but Cubs need a big swing. Bethancourt comes up big here in the 5th.
A 383-foot drive to the left field corner. 4-2 Tigers here in the 5th with 2 away as Ian Happ looks at a strike on the outer half. 0-1 the count. Another hefty home run sponsored by Hefty, the official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strong all day long. Happ switch hitter batting for the right side against the lefty Herder, who deals in the dirt. 1-1 the count. I'm going to take care here of some business. Pete Crow Armstrong had that sacrifice bunt earlier in the frame. Bunts by Cubs batters are sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Visit online or their Elmhurst and Lyle showrooms. 1 ball and 1 strike. Happ waits. The pitch is up high. 2-1. Bethancourt with his 4th home run of the year. The next pitch is bounced foul off to the left by Happ. 2-2. A reminder, the pitch clock is powered by Work Zone Safety. Make sure you follow Work Zone signs. It's not a game. Now the 2-2 delivery. Happ grounds one to first, fielded wide of the bag by Torkelson. Underhand toss to the pitcher Herder, covering first in time for out number 3. But the Cubs move closer as they get on the board. A 2-run shot by Christian Bethancourt makes it 4-2 Detroit after 5 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Ian Happ here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This sort of thing, like,
The sound of Bourbon City. Plan yourself at GoToLouisville.com.
A lot of us probably struggle with sleep hygiene, how to fall asleep, stay asleep, and get restful sleep. But did you know that improving your sleep hygiene could help improve your overall health? Health Break, a podcast by UPMC Health Plan, dives into this topic with advice and tips you can use from our expert wellness health coaches. Listen now to find out how you can start improving your sleep at upmchp.us/healthbreaksleep. That's upmchp.us/healthbreaksleep.
Have you ever met a nematode? Probably not. But this sneaky ingrate and its billions of friends steal soybean yields right out from under your nose. Nematodes cause up to $1.5 billion in soybean revenue loss each year. And if that's not enough, they also amplify sudden death syndrome. Why? Because they're microscopic good-for-nothing thieves. That's why. Take action against these yield-stealing jerks with Allevo soybean seed treatment from BASF, the only proven winner against both SEN and SDS. And remember to always read and follow label directions.
Lowe's knows the brands that won't let you down on the job. That's why we carry all the top pro brands, like exclusive A.O. Smith hot water heaters, the largest in-store selection of DeWalt power tools and accessories of any national retailer, and the largest in-store retail selection of Klein tools nationwide. The products you're loyal to are all here in the quantities you need. Lowe's knows top brands. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant is Christina Valentino from Schaumburg, who will win the Woodman's gift card jackpot of $50. If a Northsider hits a home run this inning, you can enter with a QR code at any Chicago area Woodman's. Good luck, Christina. Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant, service and savings. That's Woodman's. Pat?
Zach, thank you. The new Cubs pitcher, right-hander Nate Pearson, former Toronto Blue Jay, starting in this 6th inning, facing Jace Young. First pitch fouled away. Second pitch a called strike. Lights have long since taken full effect. Still very comfortable. It was 70 degrees at game time. It's probably 66, 68. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Young chasing a pitch down near the dust. Some sharp, late downward movement on that delivery. And that's out number 1. Pearson gets the strikeout. And here comes Zach McKinstry. It's been a battle of 2-run homers to this point. Tigers nailed a pair of those in the 2nd inning. McKinstry will look at a ball outside. Trey Sweeney started the scoring with a 2-run homer to dead center in the 2nd. Later in that same inning, Riley Green drilled a home run to right center. Here's a line drive base hit to center field for Zach McKinstry. The former Cub McKinstry at first. He'll be held on by Michael Bush. 4-2 Tigers lead, 1 away, 6th inning. And here is Trey Sweeney. The Cubs got their 2 runs on the home run in the 5th inning by Christian Bethancourt with a man on. 4-2 Tigers. The pitch in there for a strike to Sweeney. Great bleacher crowd tonight. I don't see any empty seats out there. I see a lot of
only, right?
Roof-toppers across Sheffield and Waveland.
What a perfect night to come to the ballpark. 70 degrees.
Fly ball right center, well hit, back toward the track, and making the catch now is Crow Armstrong, and he fires to second base. Holding at first is McKinstry. That's out number 2. That's what you like to see. You like to see an outfielder make the catch, be aware of the runner, and immediately fire that ball back to the infield.
Well, and it's good communication, too, by Belly. As Belly's running in behind Pete Crow Armstrong, the communication is tag, tag, tag. You got to get that ball in a hurry. And you like that base running if you're a Cub, and the Cubs are doing it, and you like the communication by Bellinger and Pete Crow Armstrong on the defensive side.
Pete's got a good, strong arm.
Yes, he does.
Jake Rogers with a count of 1-0. He will look at a strike. Charlie Ramos calling balls and strikes tonight. Day game tomorrow. We will have it for you, of course. It'll start at 1:20 in the afternoon. Tigers have not named their starter. The Cubs have. Justin Steele will be on the mound. I look at Justin's win-loss record. It's not even fair.
No, it really isn't.
He's pitched great ball. His ERA 3.10, and his record is 3-5. Check swing foul at the plate. Will do it again.
Opponent's pitching changes sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. Yeah, he pitches like an ace, right? That's what you expect out of your aces, to give you a great chance night after night, and that's exactly what he does. And stays composed. He's same guy every outing.
2-2 now on Jake Rogers. Cubs trail 4-2. We're in the 6th inning. Almost like this season, Justin Steele has been snake bit, and it started on opening night down in Texas, where he suffered that hamstring injury fielding the bunt, and he missed a month. Swing and a foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. I guess when that happens to you on opening day, it's maybe just kind of a rough omen for what's to come, because it's been a tough year for him. He's pitched some great ball, but he's been one of the guys on the staff that just has not received the run support that some of the other guys have. Here's the 2-2 with the runner going. Low and outside. Throw by Betancourt, not in time. Stolen base for McKinstry. Stole it much more on the pitcher, Pearson, than he did on the throw.
Yeah, very good jump. And to go back to talking about Justin, the other thing, too, is defensively, the Cubs it was just there for a stretch. They were just struggling on defense behind him. And, it was frustrating to see. And I know the position players, I've been one of them, where you got your ace on the mound. The last thing you want to do is not play good defense behind your ace, because he's going out there and you're going to have a chance to win that ball game. But, it's been one of them years, and you're right. I'm sure it's been frustrating for Justin, but, well, you'd never know it by how he goes out day after day.
And he's working tomorrow. Fastball, strike 3 called. Pearson strikes out Rogers. No runs for the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Detroit 4, Cubs 2. This is the score. And the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer are Chicago's sound of summer on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Looking for a tequila that puts tradition above trends? Raise a glass of Lunazul. Lunazul tequila is made with 100% Blue Weber agave and no extras. No celebrity endorsements, no vanilla additives. Just real, authentic flavor that's sure to make a statement. Because great tequila speaks for itself. And those who know, look to Luna. Lunazul Tequila, Bardstown, Kentucky. 40% alcohol by volume. Think wisely. Drink wisely.
When you need paint today, Lowe's knows how to deliver. That's why we have free same-day delivery on trusted brands like Valspar and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams. Order on Lowes.com by 2 p.m. and get same-day delivery by 8 p.m. straight to your job site. Because Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Orders placed after 2 p.m. will be delivered next day. Valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. More terms and exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/paint for more details.
Reese's deli salads and hot side dishes make it easy to share the good times anytime. Mouth-watering favorites like Reese's deviled egg potato salad and macaroni and cheese are always full of flavor and simple to serve. Reese's, proud sponsor of Good Times.
Michael Bush is on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com.
The Cubs were down 4-0 from the 2nd inning until the bottom of the 5th inning when Christian Betancourt, the Cubs catcher, drilled a 2-run homer right down the line in left. So that cut the deficit in half. And let's see if they can continue their comeback in the bottom of this 6th inning. Brant Hurter, Hurter, still pitching for the men from Motown. As Michael Bush fouls it away. Suzuki on deck, and then Bellinger. Here comes the 0-1, lefty to lefty. Bush fouls another one away. Cubs pitching changes, by the way, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs. James Hardy. Cubs are right in the heart of their lineup in this inning. Bush, Suzuki, and Bellinger. The crowd at Wrigley is always ready for a rally. Fastball just outside for a ball.
We're talking about the heart of the lineup, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book a low fare today at southwest.com.
Fastball, strike 3 called. Bush is out number 1. Cubs trail 4-2, and here is Seiya Suzuki.
Pretty good cross-fired fastball to Michael there for strike 3.
Suzuki with a single and a ground out. He would like to just get on base. It's one of those spots where, yes, a walk would be as good as a hit. Bellinger on deck. And the next pitch, fastball strike. Herter is a big man, and he can throw hard.
Good movement, too, on that fastball.
Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Might have fouled it at the plate. It's now 1-2.
As we said, big guy. How about 6'6", 250 pounds?
I can see him as a power forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe coming out near the top of the key and setting a screen on a little guard, letting his teammate get wide open.
The gunner would be wide open for a jumper after that pick.
Lined into the first base dugout. Everyone okay over there?
Joey Cora with a nice play. Way to go, Joey. Long-time infielder for the Chicago White Sox. Played against Joey many a day. Long-time big league coach now. Joey's been a big league coach for a long time.
Tiger manager A.J. Hinch. Here's the pitch outside. 2-2 to Suzuki. Tigers have had a couple of Hall of Fame managers. Jim Leland took him to the World Series. Sparky Anderson. Low and inside, 3-2. Leland was the manager in the 2012 World Series when the Tigers got swept by the Giants in 4 straight. Here's a liner off the body of Herter. That's going to be an infield single. Now, where did Herter get hit? He had no idea where the ball was. It hit him on the body, and I'm not sure where. He never fell down. He does not indicate any great pain. It's an infield single for Suzuki, but that had to sting.
Yeah, this is a line drive bullet right back to mound. And Herter saying it hit him, I believe, in the left hip or leg area. I think it hit him in the quad of the left leg, kind of the side of the quad. And yeah, he doesn't seem all that affected, kind of smiling, and he's going to throw a pitch or two, but I think he's going to be okay.
It's a base hit all the way, of course, for Suzuki. His second hit of the game. More importantly, it gets the tying run to the plate. Bellinger with a big 2-run double against a left-hander last night. Cody is so good, Ron, and it's so unusual to see a left-handed batter have the success that he has against left-handed pitching, and you really kind of look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, no, I would agree. He does a great job of shortening up everything. The approach to the ball with his hands, from where his hands start, he gets very direct to the ball. He has very little movement then against lefties with his body.
Bellinger takes inside.
And he just has a lot of success against the left-handers. He really does. It's a great approach to hitting.
Designated hitter Suzuki leads at first. Bellinger waits. And Cody will look at a strike. Designated hitters for the Cubs, sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Visit online or their Elmhurst and Lyle showrooms. Herter working on Bellinger. Swinging a chopper slowly toward first. Charging is Torkelson, and his throw to second in time. Close play. Suzuki sliding, called out on the force out by second base umpire Rob Drake. I don't think the Cubs are going to challenge.
Nope, they are not. I'm really surprised they go to second base on this play. I thought they were just going to go to first, and that not being the case. And they end up barely getting Suzuki at second.
Watching it again, yeah, he was definitely out on a pretty close play. A.J. Hinch, the manager, is going to make a pitching change, I do believe. Yes, he will. Pitching changes by the opposition. Those are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. Tigers 4, Cubs 2, 2 down. Bottom of the 6th inning, Bellinger at first. When we come back, Isak Paredes batting right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Catch every moment of every game all season long on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This summer, get away in the Hyundai you've always wanted at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get the hottest deals of the season on many of our award-winning Hyundai models, which all come with America's best warranty. But get going, because these deals won't last. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease the Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR for 60 months. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end September 3rd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your best swing. Log into your BetMGM sports account, then visit your promotions section to access the free-to-play game. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Illinois only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary depending on market and expire 24 hours from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB2 53342 in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Tri-Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you are good to go. Game's in progress. Middle 9, the Diamondbacks lead the Marlins 10-7. The Reds on top of the Blue Jays 10-6. They're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Phillies lead the Braves 3-2 in the last of the 9th. Top 7, Brewers and Cardinals are tied at 2. Pat?
Brennan Hannafy, the new pitcher. He is a right-hander. And his first pitch is a strike to Isak Paredes. Paredes would love to break out of his slump with a long ball right now. 4-2 Tigers, 6th inning. A man at first. Bellinger not running. Here's the ground ball right side. It's going to be a tough play. That's going to be an infield single. Infield single, Isak Paredes. So now the tying run is on base. And the go-ahead run at the plate is Nico Horner. Good to see him go to the opposite side, Ron.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're playing him way around to the pull side. This pitch, fastball inside. Little inside-out swing, just rolls one the other way, and it ends up being a base hit. Now the Cubs need a big swing in the bat.
Nico Horner 1 for 2. Right-hander to right-hander. Fastball outside. A ball by Paredes. Had to be a very welcome sight for him, snapping an 0 for 20 slump. Keith, the second baseman, able to knock it down and keep the ball on the infield. Horner chops it foul, so that prevented Bellinger from going to third. There are 2 outs, men at first and second. Nico trying to come through. This crowd ready for a big base hit right here. McKinstry deep in left against Nico. And the 1-1. Bouncer back to the mound. Fielded by Hannafy. Underhand feed to first in time to end the inning. Cubs don't score. Leave a pair. We go to the 7th inning. Tigers 4, Cubs 2. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Justin Steele here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
When I tried ordering everything online, my home renovation project fell apart. Thankfully, I found Studio 41. They guided me through the selection process and made sure I had what I needed for every step of the project. Visit shopstudio41.com for a location near you.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
It's the biggest sale of the year at Six Flags Great America. Save up to 70% on daily tickets, season passes, and more. Plus, coming in 2025, Wrath of Rakshasa, a massive record-breaking dive coaster. Visit sixflags.com to buy now. Restrictions apply.
Moving day means that you and the things that matter to you are in for a big transition. There's a lot to figure out. New closets, different counter space, change of floor plan. No worries. CubeSmart is here, so you have a place for everything. It's our job to make self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, this is a self-storage experience that puts the focus on you because you matter to us. With self-storage that fits seamlessly into your life, you'll have plenty of peace of mind to unpack along the way. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
This season, the W is going to new heights.
And that means the queens are ready to take it to court and the court.
Welcome to Queens of the Court, an Odyssey original podcast.
I'm your girl, Cheryl Swoops.
And I'm Jordan Robinson.
All WNBA season long, you can count on us to bring you interviews with some of your favorite WNBA stars, analysis of all teams, and hot takes you can only find in this courtroom.
Listen to Queens of the Court, a WNBA podcast presented by AT&T on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Seventh inning here at Wrigley. At the end of this half inning, Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman, and myself, and I think Rich Wyatt, also our engineer, we are going to be singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" to this big crowd at Wrigley.
Rich is going to be dancing to it, he said.
That'll be a big help. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Parker Meadows will swing and foul it back.
As you were saying, he's going to be singing with us, and I looked back, and he gave me the old head shake like, no way, and I was like, okay, your job is to dance then.
It's too bad there was a $500 fee for you there, Rich.
That's right, Pat. That Hall of Fame money can go right to your partner right next to you. How's that?
All of a sudden, Rich said, I'm more in a singing mood all of a sudden.
Absolutely.
Funny how that works. Here's the 0-2 pitch fouled away by Parker Meadows. Just a beautiful night at Wrigley. Too bad we have to sing. Now the 0-2. Meadows will take outside for a ball.
Well, you said you were practicing all morning. Kinda.
I'd say I gave it a good solid 20 seconds worth of rehearsal.
Can you give us a preview?
I don't think you
Save
really
it for
want
the air,
one.
guys. Save it for the air.
Oh, we're not on the air right now?
I mean, like when we're live singing.
I see.
Yeah, I don't want you to peak too soon.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Parker Meadows. 4-2 Tigers, top of the 7th inning. And the pitch by Pearson. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. DJ Rayburn said that was a swing. And Meadows is out number 1.
Take another look at this one in the monitor. Yep, Rayburn is correct. I will say from the live shot, I wasn't sure that he went, and as we saw the replay, and it's usually the case, right? You usually see the first one live. You're not sure. You see the second one, and you see it in replay, and it almost always as he goes.
Riley Green, the batter. He'll take a strike. It's interesting. There's nothing in the rule book that spells out exactly what is a swing.
No.
You hear people say, well, his bat crossed the plate or the bat crossed half of the plate. There's nothing like that in there.
Right.
The rule book wording, Ron, is more like, did he make an attempt to hit the ball?
Right.
And if the answer is yes, it's a strike. If the answer is no, if you were able to check in time. But generally, I've always thought on that check swing, if the bat goes more than halfway beyond your body, okay?
Okay, yeah.
If you're a left-handed batter, it goes more to the right side of your body than the left, then that's a swing.
Okay.
And that seems to be a pretty good rule of thought. Here's a swing and a ground ball to second, fielded by Horner. Easy play. That's out number 2.
Yeah, I could go with that. I always looked at the bat crossing the front edge of home plate. If the bat broke that front edge, I always thought, because sometimes you got to hold the bat back, but his body turns and the bat keeps going around with him. Or if the barrel of the bat passes his hands to where the wrist break and the barrel goes in front of his hands, I always thought
that's good.
That would be a consist of a
one.
swing, you know. But I think we're kind of saying the same thing, basically, right?
The only problem I have with the position of the plate is some guys stand up in the front of the box, some guys stand in the back of the box, and there would be a slight discrepancy, Ron.
I would agree to that. Yeah, you're right.
2 down, nobody on. We're in the 7th inning. Zach Zaidman getting himself into position. He wants me to wear a badge. We don't need no badges.
No. Tell him, Pat.
Isn't that in Blazing Saddles?
Something like that. Now, we've had close-up camera shots, but this is a close-up camera shot, I'll tell you that. That's about as close-up as we can get. We don't want that, actually.
About as close as you would want, I was going to say. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to third, fielded by Paredes. He will throw to first to get him. 1-2-3 inning. It's 4-2 Tigers. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Cubs are down by 2.
Tonight's guest conductors for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Chicago Cubs radio broadcasters Pat Hughes, Ron Coomer, and Zach Zaidman.
All right, let me hear you. All of you out in the bleachers, are you ready? Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you, too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
Trends may come and go, but clear vision will always be in style. So for the first day of school, start your kids off with fresh new glasses so they're feeling good and seeing great. Just visit pearlvision.com to schedule an eye exam and get free lenses for kids. Pearl Vision works with all major vision plans, including iMed and VSP.
Valid prescription required. Valid at participating locations. Restrictions apply. Taxes extra. See store for details. Ends August 31st, 24. Exams available at the Independent Doctors of Optometry at or next to Pearl Vision. Some doctors employed by Pearl Vision.
Dansby Swanson will lead off the bottom of this 7th inning. Cubs trail 4-2. Dansby takes outside, 2 balls and a strike. We're getting close to a station ID. We'll pass one along as soon as Swanson completes his plate appearance. Pete Crow Armstrong on deck. Bouncer to short, charging is Sweeney. Gloving, throwing, getting him. Out number 1. Swanson bounces out to his opposite number. Before Crow Armstrong bats, 10 for ID. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Listen to the Cubs game in FM quality at 104.3 HD2 FM on the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network. We are WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
With Ron Coomer and Zach Zaidman, Pat Hughes at Wrigley. Crow Armstrong's job right now to try to get on base. It's always fun to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. These fans are so enthusiastic about it. The 0-1 is outside for a ball.
About the stretch or about our singing?
Well, and then when you brought out the big basket of candy, that might have been the biggest roar that I heard.
I was going to say that, the Tootsie Rolls are that's we got to bribe them a little bit,
But boy, they let out a roar when they saw you start to toss those out into the crowd.
It's our 7th inning stretch tradition here.
Crow Armstrong will swing and miss. Now, Rich Wyatt was going to do the singing, or at least participate as part of the quartet. For some reason, he got tangled up in the cords upstairs and could not make it down to the front row to sing. Something you wouldn't really expect from an engineer, a professional.
Now,
what happened to
were
you?
Were you dancing in the back, Rich? Like, dancing in the dark, or what?
Definitely needed a backup dancer for that, so I took that role.
Yeah. Well, breakdancing is in the Olympics now,
It
so
is.
maybe that was part of it.
Liner toward right. That's going to be a base hit. Well, Armstrong gets the job done. He gets on base. And now the tying run at the plate. Hannafy still doing the pitching for the Tigers.
Now you've got Pete Crow Armstrong at first base with great speed. One of the fastest guys in the league. I got to believe Pete will be on the move here in the first couple pitches.
Bethencourt homered his last time up. He will take down low. The Cubs are down by 2. So you're okay stealing a bag here?
I am. I think that's Pete Crow Armstrong's best offensive weapon in his trying to hit that hole on the right side. Huge hole on the right side. Second baseman Keith playing right in behind the bag at second.
4-2 Tigers, bottom of the 7th, 1 away and a man at first. Toss to first, chasing Crow Armstrong back to the bag. Bethencourt's 2-run homer is the extent of the Cubs offense in this game. It was a screaming liner right down the line in left. Crow Armstrong dancing at first, not running. The pitch is a strike. Bethencourt not crazy about that call. It was near the outside corner. Let's take a look, Ron.
Little cross-fired fastball. This one's quite a bit down.
Yeah, bad call.
Yeah, this ball's down by a good 2 or 3 baseballs.
And the 1-2. Lifted foul off to the right out of play.
Pete's trying to get more of a jump, like where he's moving and takes off. I don't think with Hannafy, I don't think he needs to do that. I think if he gets his good lead, hold your ground, get ready, and then take off.
He's moving. The pitch bounced to third slowly. And the throw to first is going to be not in time. It pulled the first baseman off the bag. The Tigers may want to challenge that call. Safe at second is Crow Armstrong. A hustling Bethencourt called safe at first. The third baseman, Young, had that ball sail on him, and it took Torkelson off the bag, and that call is going to be challenged by the Tigers.
I think what Torkelson is saying is he tagged Bethencourt. Now, I'm not sure. You know what? He did. He catches this ball, Pat, and as Bethencourt's body is past Torkelson, the throw, he catches the ball, and Bethencourt's spike, I think, hits Torkelson in the glove, is what I think happened. And Torkelson said right away, tag, and I thought Bethencourt's past him. I'm like, where did he tag him? But
did he tag him in the back foot?
The back foot, as he's already past him.
Let's take a look here.
Runner safe. Detroit will lose its count.
Hard to see if there was daylight or no daylight. And we're going to get the call has been confirmed.
Yeah,
safe is the call. So the Tigers lose their challenge for the rest of the game. Cubs now in business, first and third with 1 away. It's going to be a throwing error on the third baseman, Young, and a pitching change coming up for the Tigers. So the tying runs are on base. Ian Happ is due up when we come back. Pitching changes by the opposition, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Tigers 4, Cubs 2. Cubs have 2 men on. When we come back, on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
Ready to transform your space from drab to fab? Look no further than your neighborhood Benjamin Moore store. They're your partners in paint perfection, offering a kaleidoscope of quality colors and finishes from bold to subtle. Their paints are designed to impress and endure. Their expert team provides personalized guidance every step of the way, ensuring your project shines. Whether you're a pro or a DIY enthusiast, let Benjamin Moore bring your vision to life. Ignite your creativity today and visit benjaminmoore.com for a location near you.
The new left-handed pitcher is Tyler Holton. Crow Armstrong, the runner at second base. Safe at first, Christian Bethencourt. I thought they could have given him an infield single, but they've charged Young with a throwing error. Bottom line is the Cubs have the tying run at first. And one out in the inning, and Ian Happ to bat right-handed. Here's the pitch to Ian. Swing and a miss. I like the style, though, of trying to jump on that first pitch from the new guy out of the bullpen.
Yeah, I like it, too. We got a looking fastball, got changed. Ian with a big swing and came up empty.
One away in the inning. Happ trying to deliver. Takes down low from Holton. Happ has flied to center, reached on an error, and grounded out to third.
Now, this is one of those situations where it's up to Ian, and for Ian to talk to Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete's bouncing around a lot at second base.
Happ will take way outside. They count 2-1, so that could be a distraction.
That's my question. It doesn't bother every hitter. That's it varies from guy to guy. But that would be something that you would want to talk to Pete about. Does it bother him or does it not bother Happ?
Happ swings and misses. The fact that it's a left-hander, would it be less of a concern than if he was a right-handed pitcher?
I would think so. I would think that's correct. Yep.
Happ now feeling like Holton is working a bit too quickly.
Bethencourt at first doing a very good job knowing, that Pete Crow Armstrong could take off. He's getting a big lead, and he's staying right with Pete. If Pete goes off the bag, he's going off the first base bag farther.
Ian Happ will take strike three call. No real argument from Ian. He must have gotten caught looking for something else as he took one for a called strike.
Yeah, excellent pitch. This little backdoor slider. Starts out off the plate away, catches the outside corner. Perfect frame also behind home plate by Rogers as that pitch can't really throw it much better than that.
Patrick Wisdom is going to come up and pinch hit. Tigers are going to have a conference. This is all about scouting reports, I would think, Ron.
Absolutely.
Chris Fetter is the pitching coach. Undoubtedly, they've got some data on Patrick Wisdom that he's imparting to Holton at this moment. But I'm thinking about Patrick Wisdom and that grand slam in Kansas City. In my mind, that was almost like a little bit of a turning point for the Cubs offense. They've been simply a better offensive team since that game.
I agree. That was game 2 of that series in KC in the middle of the ballgame. Cubs did nothing on offense in game 1, and I think they got shut out in game 1.
That sounds right.
And game 2, they were not doing anything. Cubs had a little rally going, and they load the bases, and Patrick blasted one, and it has been a different offense since that inning.
Let's see if he can come through this time. The pitch on the way to Wisdom. Check swing. It is a strike. Change up that time. 0-1. Armstrong at second, and the runner at first is Christian Bethencourt. Now the 0-1. Wisdom takes down low.
I'd be surprised if Patrick gets a good fastball to hit, especially inner half. I would think Holton has a good change, and he struck Happ out with the backdoor hook. I think those are the two pitches Wisdom is going to have to hit.
There's a fastball away. So you think just showing him that one, had no intention of throwing it in the strike zone?
If it clips the outside corner, great, but I think they're trying to get Wisdom out with off-speed pitches.
2 outs, 2 on. The pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, deep left field. McKinstry over with room near the track, makes the catch. On the edge of the warning track, Wisdom just missed getting all of that one. A towering fly ball to the warning track in left, shy of the ivy-covered wall by about 15 feet. Cubs don't score. We go to the 8th inning. Tigers 4, Cubs 2. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Nico Horner here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Moving day means you're in for a big transition. CubeSmart makes self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, we put the focus on you. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
Springfield's new untested law is, according to the Chicago Tribune, sowing unilateral chaos, creating grief and maybe extra costs for Illinoisans. The state is making credit and debit cards a hassle to use and $1 million giveaway to corporate megastores. We must listen to trusted voices like the Tribune, who wrote, Springfield should repeal this act and think again. Act now at guardyourcard.com/Illinois. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Bruce. Bill? How's business? Booming. Bountiful bushels of soybeans you're boasting. Boatloads of bushels. But how? Bags of Zetavo soybean seed. Bags of Zetavo soybean seed? Bunches of them. Bunches of bushels from bags, huh? You betcha. That's a breakthrough bean to boggle the brain. Bill. Bruce. Best we give it a break.
An innovative seed packed with Enlist E3 trait technology and award-winning varieties for yields that keep growing and growing. Zetavo is seed done right. Always read and follow label directions.
Right-hander Jillian Merriweather, the new Cubs pitcher in this 8th inning, with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer and Zach Zaidman, and our engineer Rich Wyatt. It is Pat Hughes at Wrigley. We thank you for joining us. Merriweather needs to put a 0 on the board to keep the Cubs close. Colt Keith will lead off this 8th inning for the Tigers. Line drive, knocked down by Wisdom. Good play. Fielded by Horner, and he throws to first, not in time. Merriweather covered. Horner played the ball off the glove of a backhanded diving knockdown play by Wisdom. Good play by Patrick. Horner had to wait for Merriweather to get over, and for some reason, Nico did not put as much on the throw as I thought he might, Ron.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think, it could be one of them things where he's throwing to a guy on the move, and the Cubs are going to challenge this. I'm kind of surprised. It looked like he would be safe from our vantage point live, but it's much closer when you see the replay once again. And Counts is going to give this a shot, and I think he's going to be out. I think they're right in the video room here at Wrigley. A great job by those guys inside, because live I just did not think he was out.
But I think he's going to be out as well.
I do too. Yeah, that's a great job by our guys inside. Way to go, boys. That's a great job, and this is going to be an out at first base.
Merriweather had the right foot on the bag. The big, tall right-hander looking toward the second baseman, Horner. An odd 3-4-1 play if, in fact, he's out. And I'm surprised the deliberation is taking this long.
Same, yeah. I would agree. Yeah, we've seen it multiple times now, and you can see the glove kind of ripple with the ball hitting in it, and the foot's not on the bag yet. Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced that he's out
same.
Watching it several times now. Well, while we are waiting for the final verdict, we can tell you the Cubs pitching changes. As we just had one here, those are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. The call is overturned. He is out. Great challenge by the Cubs and the video crew. And that is out. Number 1 here in this 8th inning.
Excellent job, boys, to get that one right. That was a tough one, and they got it right, and the call is overturned.
So Colt Keith is out on an odd 3-4-1 putout at first base. You don't see that play every day.
No.
Spencer Torkelson. But what a nice play by Wisdom, Ron, to keep the ball alive and on the infield so that you can still make a play. There is a strike to Spencer Torkelson. Torkelson 4 for 4 last night, 0 for 3 tonight. Bounces one to short, loving it to Swanson on the outfield grass, throws him out. 2 down. Dansby kind of backed up to get a better hop, and then he moved forward at the last second, so he had momentum going into the throw. Nice play.
Yeah, excellent play. Pat, we got a special birthday today. Bonnie Rarick, who works in our office, who you and I both know very well, VP of Sports Merchandise with the Score and Odyssey, but just a sweetheart, and we want to say happy birthday, Bonnie. Hope you're having a great day today. We would have sang you happy birthday, too. They cut the mics a little short for our 7th inning stretch, but, you know.
Happy birthday, Bonnie.
Absolutely. Hope you're having a great day.
Mitch said she did look a little bit taller today.
Oh, my.
On this birthday. Very common. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jace Young.
A little bit taller.
Uh-huh. Told both of my daughters every birthday, gee, you look a little taller today. Why
With all the
that
birthdays you and I have had, we should be pretty tall by now. I'm
should be in
feeling
the
like I'm
NBA.
going the other way, partner.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jace Young. Speaking of young, we were talking about old. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Tigers 4 and the Cubs 2. This is the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for Cubs baseball all season long. The Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Looking for a tequila that puts tradition above trends? Raise a glass of Lunazul. Lunazul tequila is made with 100% Blue Weber agave and no extras. No celebrity endorsements, no vanilla additives. Just real, authentic flavor that's sure to make a statement. Because great tequila speaks for itself. And those who know, look to Luna. Lunazul Tequila, Bardstown, Kentucky. 40% alcohol by volume. Think wisely. Drink wisely.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
Springfield's new untested law is, according to the Chicago Tribune, sowing unilateral chaos, creating grief and maybe extra costs for Illinoisans. The state is making credit and debit cards a hassle to use and $1 million giveaway to corporate megastores. We must listen to trusted voices like the Tribune, who wrote, Springfield should repeal this act and think again. Act now at guardyourcard.com/Illinois. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Listen to every MLB game live, plus watch the minor leagues MLB Big Inning and available pre-post games. No blackouts. Visit MLB.com/@bat for details. Pat?
Zach, we move to the bottom of inning number 8. Tigers lead 4-2. Seiya Suzuki will try to get on base to get something started. Great crowd at Wrigley. We'll get the exact attendance figure here soon. Not necessarily in terms of number, but I'm thinking more in terms of enthusiasm and energy. Great crowd tonight. And these are the games, Ron, if you're going to make a serious run at a wild card spot, you got to win these games. You're at home. You got this great crowd behind you. You're down by a couple. There's a ground ball to short. Picking it is Sweeney, and he throws to first in time. Suzuki is out number 1.
Yeah, you're right. You know, that this is one of those games, the comeback. You need to make a little comeback.
The attendance, by the way, the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game, 31,940 is the actual figure. Bellinger will take a strike. 4-2 Tigers, 8th inning, 1 down. It looks like Rich Wyatt.
Wow.
Who was too shy to sing, but certainly energetic enough to win the attendance game. Here's a chopper foul left side.
Now, his great breakdancing in the back of the booth was, very good.
It would have been nice for somebody to see it. He still feels rather remorseful about that feed that he passed up. Here's a deep drive to center, but it's playable from Meadows. And that's out number 2. Bellinger is gone. 4-2 Tigers, 8th inning. Here's Isak Paredes coming up.
And the 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars of the K to donate your car today.
7th inning stretch was sponsored by Volvo plug-in hybrid vehicles, electric cars with a backup plan. Visit your local retailer to learn more. There is a strike.
And we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Paredes in the game has singled, grounded out, and struck out. And the 0-1, Isak takes down low. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Circa. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Paredes will take a strike. He had an infield single his last time, snapping an 0 for 20 slump. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets another hit right now.
Yeah, same.
That happens.
Kind of turn things around quickly. Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Nope, not this time. Strike 3, and that ends the inning. Cubs do nothing in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Tigers 4, Cubs 2. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
If it happens in a Cubs game, it happens right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Moving day means you're in for a big transition. CubeSmart makes self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, we put the focus on you. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
Bruce. Bill? How's business? Booming. Bountiful bushels of soybeans you're boasting. Boatloads of bushels. But how? Bags of Zotavo soybean seed. Bags of Zotavo soybean seed? Bunches of them. Bunches of bushels from bags, huh? You betcha. That's a breakthrough bean to boggle the brain. Bill? Bruce. Best we give it a break.
An innovative seed packed with Enlist E3 trait technology and award-winning varieties for yields that keep growing and growing. Zotavo is seed done right. Always read and follow label directions.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Welcome to Queens of the Court. I'm your girl, Cheryl Swoops. And I'm Jordan Robinson. All WNBA season long, we're bringing you expert analysis and, of course, lots of hot takes. Find Queens of the Court, a WNBA podcast presented by AT&T on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Cubs have a new pitcher. His name is Jack Neely, Neely, making his major league debut right now. Acquired from the Yankees in the Mark Leiter Jr. trade a few weeks ago. And his first pitch is a strike. The video board showed him running in from the bullpen, and the great crowd here gave him a very warm ovation. The 0-1 pulled on the ground foul toward first, 0-2. What advice would you give to a guy making his major league debut, Ron?
Breathe. I mean, it sounds very easy, and you get out there on the mound or you go to home plate your major league debut, and it feels like the world's going 900 miles an hour. You just breathe and try to slow down.
Fastball is up and away. It's 1-2.
Neely, a big fella, 6'8", 245 pounds. Big guy. Big, strong right-handed pitcher.
Always works from the stretch. He brings it outside. It's 2-2. Zach McKinstry, 1 for 3 in the game. The Tigers got their runs all in a cluster of extra base knocks in the second inning. Trey Sweeney and Riley Green, each with a 2-run homer. Parker Meadows had a double in that inning and scored one of the runs. They have been silent ever since. The Cubs got their 2 on a home run by Christian Bethancourt with a man on in the 5th inning. Chopper foul. His crowd wants to see the kid strike out his first batter in the major league.
Little 3-2 slider there, so that shows some confidence in his breaking stuff. Then he'll go to the slider on 3-2.
Stay tuned for the toast of the game, presented by Benny's Beverage Depot and named by Ron Coomer. That's coming up in the 9th inning. Outside ball 4 to McKinstry. A leadoff walk. And now Trey Sweeney coming up.
Well, now you just got to settle down. Try to relax a little bit. That's easier said than done. Try to get your heart rate slowing down and try to make some pitches here.
High fly ball, right center field, playable. Pro Armstrong with a routine chance. The left-handed center fielder makes the catch and fires it in towards second base. 1 down.
Now, good pitch. And Neely gets his first out in the big league, so good for him. And now you got to go to pitching and get out of this inning unscored upon.
Stolen bases by the Cubs. For every steal this season, a Toro Tire will make a donation to Keeping Families Covered. A Toro, A-T-T-U-R-O. Jake Rogers takes outside.
RBIs by Cubs batters. They're sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter.
Cubs trail 4-2, 9th inning, 1 away. Here's a fly ball to center. This is going to be caught by Pro Armstrong, and that's going to be out number 2. Whenever a Cub is safe at the plate, safety, think Granger.
Now let's hope Neely can get him a punch out here in his first big league inning. And strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. They're sponsored by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai.
Parker Meadows, tall left-handed batter. He will take a fastball high for ball 1. That was 97 mph.
He's bringing it.
Short lead at first by McKinstry. There are 2 down in the inning. Meadows has his 3rd hit of the game with a solid single to left. And now going to 3rd on the play is McKinstry, as Ian Happ will throw the ball to second base. Didn't expect McKinstry to go first to third on that ball, but he did.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where it kind of surprises Ian McKinstry going all the way. And you don't want to get fooled into trying to make that throw as McKinstry just hustles. Ian bobbles the ball a little bit, and because of that, McKinstry just keeps going to third. Good heads-up base running.
Here's Riley Green. His homer in the second inning is the difference in the game. It turned a 2-0 Tiger lead into a 4-0 lead, and they currently lead 4-2. Doubles by Cubs batters, sponsored by Traffic Tech. Double up your business with Traffic Tech, the hardest working team in transport. Here's a ground ball up the middle, base hit to center. A run will score. Going to third on the play, Meadows. And the Tigers now lead 5-2. So the leadoff walk comes back to Sting. And the Tigers now have a 3-run lead.
Yeah, ball hit sharply right back through the mound. Neely reaches down, couldn't get to it. As this ball kind of hits kind of close to his feet and rolls into center field for a base hit and RBI. Tommy Hotovy now out on the mound to talk to his young right-hander, try to calm him down just a little bit.
Two outs in the inning. Kerry Carpenter due up. Glancing to the bottom of the ninth inning, the Cubs are going to have Nico Horner to lead off. Then Dansby Swanson and Pete Crow Armstrong. And in order to win the game, they might need a few more batters than those three. 5-2 Detroit. A run in, 2 down, men at first and third. Carpenter 1 for 3 waiting. Takes low and inside for a ball. Catch of the game. It was a play run. I'm trying to remember. We referenced it at that time. Maybe a play by Swanson, possibly.
Dansby's made a couple good plays. It was a nice diving play over by Bush at first also.
Nice play by Wisdom as well.
Absolutely.
Now the pitch, instead of tossed to first on a pickoff throw, not in time. We're going to say all of the above.
Yeah, there you go.
Were a collective catch of the game. Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Things aren't so hush-hush in Des Moines, where only the S's are silent. Discover the best of the Midwest at CatchDesMoines.com. This next offering is outside 2-0. Carpenter has struck out, flied out, singled, and grounded out. Here comes the next pitch. And it's off the outside, 3-0.
I think that arm side miss for Neely, that's, sometimes you fly open, your heart rate, everything's going fast, and it's hard to have your arm catch up to the body. He's missed a few times on that arm side.
Here's a fly ball to left center. That's trouble. This ball is going to be gone for a 3-run homer for Kerry Carpenter. And that's the one that breaks it wide open. The Tigers take a commanding 8-2 lead. Opposite alley, 3-run homer for Kerry Carpenter, his 12th home run. And Detroit leads by 6.
Neely tried to make the adjustment from the last pitch and come inside with that fastball, kind of leaked back over to the middle of the plate. And Carpenter didn't miss that one as he hits that opposite field home run right over the 368 marker.
Colt Keith is the batter, 1 for 4 in the game. Fastball low and in, ball 1. Some of the fans head for the exits after that 3-run opposite alley homer by Kerry Carpenter. Here's a bullet foul past third. 7 of the Detroit runs on home runs in this game. 7 of the 8. And the 1-1 to Colt Keith. And that's going to be upstairs for a ball. Tigers were stymied last night, just 1 for 13 with men in scoring position, but they played long ball tonight. Line drive caught by Swanson, and the inning is over. 4 big runs for the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Detroit 8, Cubs 2. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Jamison Tyone here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
Looking for a tequila that puts tradition above trends? Raise a glass of Lunazul. Lunazul tequila is made with 100% Blue Weber agave and no extras. No celebrity endorsements, no vanilla additives. Just real, authentic flavor that's sure to make a statement. Because great tequila speaks for itself. And those who know, look to Luna. Lunazul Tequila, Bardstown, Kentucky. 40% alcohol by volume. Think wisely. Drink wisely.
Your coworkers might annoy you, but we promise we won't. Download the free Odyssey app and you can listen to us at work while you tackle your inbox or get ready for another meeting that probably could have been an email. Tune in late? You can rewind your favorite live shows to catch what you missed. And with Chapters, easily jump to the topics that you care about most, like the latest updates from your team. Your sports talk, your way. The Odyssey app. Download it today.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Left-hander Joey Wentz, W-E-N-T-Z, the new pitcher for Detroit. Cubs now trail by 6, bottom of the 9th inning. Nico Horner will lead things off and take down low for a ball. Looking at the Tigers, of their 8 runs, 6 have come with 2 outs in the inning. Here comes the 1-0. Horner hits a fly ball to center. Playable from Meadows back near the track, makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Day game tomorrow. It'll get underway at 1:20. We'll have it for you. Cubs looking at a long road trip starting on Friday night. Cubs will be down in Miami. Then it's on to Pittsburgh for a series, and finally 4 in our nation's capital against the Washington Nationals. A 3-city journey starting on Friday night. Dansby Swanson is nothing for 3, pops it up foul. This ball is going to drift out of play.
And how about the hardest working player of the game, sponsored by Bosch Power Tools, what hard workers deserve? How about Nate Pearson tonight? 2 innings, 3 punch-outs, gave up 1 hit, but he gave the Cubs a couple good innings, so he'll be our hardest working player of the game by Bosch Power Tools. Hard workers deserve.
Here's the pitch to Dansby. A curveball is down low. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. The 1-1 to Swanson from Wentz. Dansby will take a slow curveball for a strike.
What do you think about our best moment of the game tonight, Pam? What about that 2-run homer by Bethencourt?
That's the one. Came in the 5th inning. His 4th of the year. Yes, sir. That was it. This moment sponsored by Loyola. Loyola Medicine. When things are at their worst, we're at our best. Loyola Medicine. Cubs being out-hit 10-6 and trail 8-2. Swing and a miss at a curve in the dirt, and that's going to be out number 2. Swanson is gone, and the Cubs are down to their last chance. It looks like David Bodie is going to pinch hit.
Today's ball game, Tyone, 5 innings, 6 hits, but 5 punch-outs in the game for J-Mo today. And strikeouts by Cubs pitchers, always sponsored by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers on every mile and a brand new Hyundai.
Bodie batting for Crow Armstrong. The Colorado native Bodie will swing and miss at a breaking ball. Toast of the game. Ron, that's your assignment. Brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Well, we had one big moment in the game. We just talked about it, right? And, I think it's got to be the toast of the game ball player. Bethencourt doesn't get a lot of playing time here as of late, but he is making the most of his playing time with the bat in his hand and doing an excellent